welcome back. Today we join a craftsman building a permanent off-grid shelter, relying on hand tools and the materials of the forest itself. Peeling the bark is the critical first step. Bare wood resists rot far better than bark, which traps moisture and invites decay. Working with raw timber requires careful material management. Suspended, lifting distributes the immense weight of green wood, preventing strain and keeping the logs clean of soil. A clean log preserves the sharpness of saws and chisels during the notching phase. The joint dictates the strength of the entire structure. With the initial materials prepped, the foundation takes shape. The builder anchors the base logs directly into the primary framework. This mechanical fastening using heavy-duty timber screws locks the foundational tier against shifting ground. A structure's longevity is decided in these lowest courses. Any deviation here multiplies as the walls rise. Maneuvering these timbers by hand relies entirely on leverage and balance, minimizing physical exhaustion. The curved profile of saddle notches allows the logs to nest tightly together. As the wood slowly dries and shrinks over the coming months, gravity will pull these joints even tighter. The structure settles into its own strength. Power tools drive the heavy fasteners, but refining the fit still demands traditional handwork. A sharp chisel pares away the high spots inside the notch, ensuring a flush connection. Gaps in log construction invite cold air and moisture. Precision is warmth. Soon after, the walls reach the height of the opening. The builder integrates a rigid, pre-assembled window frame directly into the log courses. This creates a stable dimensional anchor within an otherwise dynamic wall system. Because log walls naturally compress and settle over time, rigid elements like window frames must be engineered to float slightly, or the crushing weight from above will shatter the glass. Sawing a seating notch across the top log creates a flat-bearing surface for the header. It is a methodical process of adapting irregular timber to perfectly plumb frames. Upper support beams carry the structural load of the roof system. Working at this height increases the physical stakes of the build. Every notch must be carved with extreme care, as adjusting a massive timber, once it is hoisted into position, is difficult and dangerous. The tight tolerances distribute the downward force evenly across the lower walls. The final course of wall logs locks the perimeter. From here, the gable ends begin their inward slope, transitioning the structure from 4 walls into a peaked, weather-shedding roofline. The ridge beam is the architectural spine of the shelter. It dictates the pitch and defines the ultimate height of the ceiling. Securing this central timber requires perfect alignment, as it must support the cumulative weight of the rafters, decking, and eventual snow loads. With the frame locked in place, the focus shifts to exterior protection. Raw wood exposed to the elements will eventually succumb to fungal growth and ultraviolet degradation. Applying a dark, penetrating wood stain creates a critical barrier against moisture, while allowing the timber to breathe. The dark finish also reduces the visual footprint of the shelter, helping the massive structure blend quietly into the shadowed forest background. Meanwhile, setting the heavy rafters establishes the roof deck framework. Every angled cut must seat perfectly against the ridge beam to transfer the weight downward. The margin for error here is narrow. Trimming the protruding logs with a handsaw cleans up the exterior lines and prepares the corners for weatherproofing. Sanding the rough edges around the window frame removes splinters and ensures a tight seal for the eventual glass installation. Every detail refines the raw envelope. Later that afternoon, the entryway is enclosed. Heavy-duty metal hinges anchor the custom door to the frame. The weight of solid wood requires substantial hardware to prevent the door from sagging out of plumb over the years. A perfectly balanced swing is a testament to the accuracy of the foundational leveling. If the bottom courses were uneven, the door would constantly bind against the frame. A functional shelter requires a transition zone between the mud of the forest and the interior. The builder clears the topsoil to establish a stable, compacted base for the porch. Laying down a thick bed of river stones and gravel serves as a crucial drainage system. Without this porous layer, standing water would pool beneath the deck, accelerating rot in the foundation logs. The stones break the capillary action of ground moisture, keeping the timber above dry and stable. This exterior living space vastly increases the usable footprint of the cabin without requiring full enclosure. Traditional chinking seals the gaps between irregular logs. Forest moss has been used as a natural insulator and sealant in shelters for centuries. Packed tightly into the seams, it acts as a breathable barrier that stops wind drafts while absorbing ambient moisture. It is a highly effective, hyper-local material that perfectly complements the timber walls. Craftsmanship often emerges in the final layers. The builder arranges cross-sectional wooden discs into a dense, mosaic-like pattern over the porch foundation. This end-grain flooring is exceptionally durable, as the upright wood fibers resist abrasion far better than horizontal planks. Fastening each piece individually creates a custom, highly textured surface that provides excellent traction even when wet. Applying a protective finish seals the end grain against water absorption ensuring the intricate floor outlasts the harsh seasonal cycles. The shelter is becoming a home. A sturdy porch railing relies on solid mechanical connections. By carving a custom wooden peg to lock the joint, the builder avoids relying entirely on metal screws, which can shear under lateral stress. This traditional mortise-and-tenon technique creates a rigid interlocked support system. The tight friction fit of the trimmed peg draws the pieces together, forming a railing that can safely bear the weight of leaning occupants. Approaching the final stages, the roof must be sealed. A heavy-duty, dark green tarp provides immediate, totally waterproof protection over the wooden decking. While natural materials form the structure, modern synthetics offer an unbeatable primary defense against torrential rain. Stretching the material tight prevents water from pooling, which would eventually find a way through the seams and damage the interior space below. The final layer serves both practical and aesthetic purposes. Tying off a grid of tensioned ropes secures the synthetic underlayment against high winds. Layering thick clumps of living moss over the surface provides natural acoustic dampening from heavy rain, while adding immense thermal mass. This living roof entirely disrupts the sharp geometric lines of the cabin, blending the imposing structure seamlessly back into the forest canopy. What began as a scattered stand of timber is now a fortified, functional shelter. The heavy logs, deep joinery, and natural insulation operate as a unified system to resist the elements. It is a quiet testament to manual endurance and careful foresight. The work is finished, and the forest reclaims the silent.